years, I am a writer, and I know how to say stuff without saying anything. And I read that tweet over and over, and I said, look, I need people to know that beyond social media, I have called you and I said, this is a problem and this is not right. And he said, yeah, you're going to do what you're going to do. And I respect that. But I also did not want it to be, I'm coming on social media to, one, defend anybody. No, if you're a rapist, you're a rapist and you deserve whatever comes with it. I'm not coming to let people sympathize with you or understand you. It is not my place. It was purely from a place of I needed people to know that as we scream and shout and uh, talk about issues in societies and call people out, when our friends when our friends or people we know, our acquaintances or people we have access to, make problematic statements, people need to know that we have spoken to them. Now, I don't think I really owe anybody that, but for me, it was important for me, my following, and people who follow me on this subject to know that I'm not just going to sit down and it's easy to ignore. We've all been there where someone you know has done something that you don't particularly agree with, but then you don't want to say anything too publicly because you know what you said to them in private. But sometimes people need to know that you have spoken to them. So that was the basis of it. But unfortunately, when it comes to social media, and I get it, many years ago, I probably would have been more, felt the need to explain myself more and all of that. But I think as you mature, you understand that everybody levels of understanding is different. People, no matter how well you put things together, people read it their own way, and you're not going to be able to reach everybody, which is, fine. But I still needed to come and clear this. So please, for the people who have deliberately taken it upon themselves, and I know you people, we know you, Alaji Wokiko and Wokika. Like I'm at that point in my life where you people don't move me as much, but you deliberately misinterpret people because you always need a fight. You always need an angle. You need to disagree with somebody. It's innate. It's who you are. What you're not going to do tonight is confer onto me something that I am not. You're not going to succeed. You are entitled to think what you want to think about me, and that's fine. But what you're not going to do is make your words become who I am. Because I know who I am. I know my position. I know my stand. There's a grace we extend people. There's there's Oge who is in here. There's Bridget Otu who is in here. There's Mark Jordan who is here. Whether you like it or not, when you have access to people and you disagree with them, or you find the things they've said problematic, you are more than free to disagree with them publicly. But there's a grace you extend to them. That's the privilege of friendships. It doesn't mean that you cut them some slack. If Mark Jordan is here, Bridget is here, they will tell you that the number of times I've gone to their DM and I've said, Charlie, this thing you talk there, talk am well. Oh. That's what you do when someone is your friend or someone you is an acquaintance or you have access to the person. There are times that Bridget has tweeted stuff that I don't necessarily agree with. And I'll disagree with her. But I'll call her. I said, Charlie Bridget, this thing that you talk there. And she'll explain her side. I'm sorry. As you mature, if you don't understand that when you have access to people, there are conversations you're able to have with them, then I cannot help you in that. But what I'm not going to do is allow you people tonight to try and twist, because I didn't say anything. Oh. I didn't say Shatta has agreed with me. Oh. I didn't say, if anything, I said we are still not on the same page. And we went back and forth. We spoke for almost an hour because That's how much this thing bothered me. And if I had access to Burna Boy, I would call him too. And I would expect that people who know him will call him too. That no, what you're not going to do is use victims of rape as ammunition in your fight. That's not right. So if someone is your friend and you call them out publicly and you cannot call them out privately too, then it's a problem. Because if you go and call people out publicly, for what? Clout, or to prove what? Number two, as we grow, you learn things. And I'm very comfortable in my growth, in who I am, in my changes. And you learn that I have been very hot headed in my life before. I don't hold back on that. I have come for people before. But what is life without growing and maturity? I'm sorry. I'm not going to still be marking time where you left me. So I'm not going to make this long. Again, I don't want to get into the whole Ghana Niger. Like, I feel like that's such a long. Every time I've seen a space, hi, okay, how are you doing? Every time I've seen a space where people are talking about it, I've deliberately stayed away from it because, as you can hear from my voice, I'm not doing well. I've been sick for a while. And it's just not a conversation I'm ready to go into because I feel like it's so long. But on this particular one, because it's something I speak on daily and I'm passionate about, I had to come and say something. And I did. And I'm at peace with that. That I did speak to Shatta. I did call him out because I was very bothered by it. And the other thing about social media algorithm is people will jump on a tweet and they'll skip past everything you've written about something. Like I've been tweeting about this rape thing, I think all morning. They will skip past and zoom in on the one because that's what will show up probably on their feed. But if you know me and you know what I stand for, what you're not going to do is come at me. Do you know how many colleagues of mine I know have been called out for their inappropriateness and I have called them out? But I'll call you too because that's what you do to people you know. Half of the people we call out on social media, we don't know them in person. It's common sense. There are people who do stuff that I don't know them from anywhere and I don't have any access to them. But if I have access to you, I'm going to come at you in person on guard and say, brother, what you're doing does not make any sense. And and my biggest takeaway from this is how we use the word rape in this country. I've had a space where I've talked about how men use the word rape to they substitute it with sex. So when they say, oh, the girl I go rape him, and they think I've had so many people on Twitter come up and say, Charlie, you be fine, girl, I go rape you. It is not a compliment. Rape is not a substitute for sex, please. So stop saying that. Stop saying rape. I get to that thing is it's a problem. Anyway, this is not how I wanted to come back. Um, this is not how I wanted to come back with my spaces because I feel like there are a host of things to be discussed. But I saw the tweet and where it was going, and I cannot stand that people do that. Look, there are people, there's a particular guy, I won't even mention his name. That's all he does. There are people who stay triggered. If your activism does not grow, then there's a problem. If whatever you're fighting for, if you don't grow in it and you don't change and you don't try, because what is the end goal? Our end goal is beyond calling out rapists, beyond getting rapists arrested. Our end goal is to stop rape in itself. Anyway, I don't know. People have requested this was not one of it. Bridget, hope you are doing well. People have requested I don't know, if this is the space for it. I'll see if I can invite one or two people. This was not, supposed to be a conversation. Really was just an opportunity for me to clear the air, because I really did not appreciate people deliberately choose their own interpretation of something. And I've noticed it's with a lot of these, wakikos. That's what I call them out there. I'm disappointed. I'm like, what do you mean disappointed? When we were taking bullets, where were you? You don't just hop on one day with a couple of tweets. Listen, real life, you don't know the things we face in fighting for these things. When you're taking all these bullets, you just come in baby shark with 20 followers, and you think that, oh yeah, because I've tweeted a couple. No, I'm giving you the chance to grow in your activism. And you're allowed to be the hot head, because trust me, I've been there in my 20s, in my early 30s. I was angry at everybody, but this is my growth. So stay in your corner and do you, and I'll do me. All right. Now I'm afraid to even accept, because me now, I'm mentally, I'm not ready for for this for 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 this. But maybe I will. Bridget, someone is using your picture, so I thought that it was you. I nearly, or it's just your fan. Anyway, okay. I think, okay. Well, K requested. Hi Bridget, how are you doing?
Miss Forson, I'm well. Thank you very much. I've had a
I'm.
bit to drink, so I don't know if I'm even functioning properly. But as,
This is
as soon as I
this is
saw
not
the
how I wanted
space,
to enter
I
the
just thought,
space this year.
okay, let me just come here. But I'm a bit tipsy. But yeah, I
Oh,
I,
they
I
never.
wanted to say that I no, I saw your tweets, and I wanted to say I also reached out to Shatter myself on text. I just said to him, I mean, I literally I begged him to delete the Matilda
And not me,
tweet.
for me, it's not beyond deleting. I had a
I
full-on
No, I
conversation
didn't. I
about.
was just saying that
No,
no,
no, no. For
because
me, it
if
was
it's
a full-on
oh, okay,
conversation about rape, uh, allegations, all of that.
right, no, I
Because
read that.
in our music space, it's something that is thrown around. People don't talk about enough.
Right.
They call tipsy woman. Why?
No, I mean, I was just saying
But
that in case I'm slow.
it's just
So
angering.
I'm glad
Like,
you're
I'm
having this
just,
conversation. I think it's important that
you
we
know
do. And
because
I also think people, I don't know, people need to understand. I like the distinction with, yes, you can call your friends out publicly or privately, but it's how you do it, the grace you extend them. My friend may do something publicly, I may disagree, but it doesn't mean that I'm not going to come on the timeline and drag them and insult them for you to know that I disagree with
please
them.
let me not even start with this,
Yeah.
because me, when I get pissed off,
Right,
you people are inviting rapists on your radio shows,
right.
because I can't. There's someone who has tweeted right now, that's pissing me off, because I said, you've invited rapists on your shows.
Ah,
You've given them audience. You've taken pictures with them.
ah.
Then you want to come and talk.
That's it. And because
Call them out.
they are not smart.
Call them
They're
out.
just not smart. No more.
Call them out. Not just, and some of them will not even call people out publicly.
Yeah. No, I get you. I mean, that's what I'm saying. That it's a complex thing, and sometimes this with these things, who knows what people are doing in their bedrooms? I mean, until it comes out, who knows?
No, for me, but
And
but
even
still,
that
it's that rape thing. We need to get to a point where people need to stop using women as
weaponizing is. I agree
ammunition in
100%.
their fights.
I agree.
And that is for me my problem.
Yeah.
Because when it comes to an allegation, as I'm sitting here, I have no right to say this person did this or this person did that. Even if someone has admitted to rape, that is on them. The police can go and pick them up. But the crux of it all was the fact that, how did we move from talking about the music industry
So,
to now using rape as a weapon?
yeah.
And that's where my problem is.
Yeah.
My problem is not just the allegation.
I mean, like innocent people
It is the
sitting
fact
somewhere
that,
who have been dragged into this they didn't ask
Exactly.
for. I mean, that's the whole point.
Exactly.
That's
When
what's
men are
traumatic
fighting and they
about
get
it.
tired, they will come after people's wives and their girlfriends,
Mothers,
and I fuck this
mothers,
person and all
yeah,
of those things.
yeah, yeah. I guess because I think it's because the society itself, we have made women as objects. So the kind of woman you have, and I mean, so imagine a man, and men are very egotistic. So imagine a man with walking with a woman, and somebody says, like, I've slept with your wife. You know how they get. They will leave the woman. So it's always been like a weapon. I mean, yes, rape is the worst form of like weaponization, but it's there. So a man would want to be with a woman. That's why, like, I think the other time we had a conversation about why women reduce their body counts, why they are not honest about the kind of men they've been with, is because of the way the society treats them if they got to know the truth. And it's the same thing, and they know this. That's why every time, like you said, they are fighting and they're running out of whatever their arsenals is depleting. Then they run to the next best thing they think they can use, and that's who is either your wife is ugly. Oh, your woman cry. My friend be die time. It's just the thing. It's the thing we go to the society. It's terrible, but that's what it is. It's ingrained in the society. So we need to talk about them, and I'm happy to always like be part of such a conversation. That we need to talk about them so people know how wrong it is. That we use these things. Because I mean, none of this. So just imagine you are this person who has been mentioned in your home, and your phone starts ringing. Oh, have you heard? They're saying Burna Boy did this to you. They're saying Shatta Wale. What's going on? I mean, this is not, the person is not ready to talk about this. This is something it's if true, it's been hiding for God knows how long. And suddenly now I have to explain myself about something I'm ashamed of, embarrassed, traumatized about. That's just, I think that's
And
what
and
it
and
is.
and that is what bothers me.
Yes.
The fact that people are missing the point. It's not about whether the allegations.
It's true or
Why?
not. Yeah.
Why
Why tell? Yeah.
was this?
Yeah.
Why was this
Arsenal.
the go-to?
Yeah.
Number one?
Hi, hi, Miss Fossing and Bridget. Sorry to
Hi.
cut you short in, but
Please, I'll
I
sleep
thought,
soon. Eh? My
don't worry,
my
don't worry.
I'm not well.
I
My
can even
legs will kick in.
we can even sense from your voice that you are almost sleeping. But I think it's important for us to recognize that you have a very huge following, right? And the whilst you have stated like categorically that you may not want to go into the content of your conversation with Charles, it's important for people to know a bit of the background, right? So that we can put it in context, right? Because
How?
this is a
What
Important
background?
for
personality
When you
that
who?
say
everybody.
background, what do you mean by
Wait.
that?
It's important for who?
People to know which background.
It's important
No,
for who?
unless Lydia, unless you are saying that
No,
you are
no,
sort of diminishing the power
no,
that you
no,
hold
no, 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 no.
as a
No,
figure
you're not gonna do that.
that
Listen to me.
advocates
No, no, I'm not
for
diminishing that. Listen to
okay.
me.
So if you're not going to
When
diminishing
you
that,
read my
going to
tweet,
diminish that, then
when you read my
I'm just
tweet,
saying that you may want to sort of I hate to use the word, but like recognize the power and influence that you have
and that is why
over
the tweet was made. Because let me tell you something. I tweeted. Did you see the tweets before?
yes, I
And
did.
and to be
I've
very
seen your tweet all morning.
and to be very honest, and I don't say this rudely. Whilst I recognize the influence, I don't like the word influence, but whilst I recognize the platform and the people who follow me, I also have agency of who I am and myself. And I don't pander. I will not do that. When I start doing that, I lose who I am. The
But
only
then the
reason, let
optics,
me
I
finish, please.
totally
Can
understand
I
that. But the
finish?
optics,
Wait,
okay.
excuse me. Can I finish? This is my space. Thank you very much. We can go into optics and all of those things. I was very deliberate. And that's why, you see, when people want a yes or no, right now what you are trying to confer is, and I get your curiosity and all of that, is you need a left or right. Now, if you're someone who follows me religiously, you know you're not going to get entirely that. Now, before I made that tweet, right, I told Shatta, what you have said has really triggered me. And the conversation, I think the biggest mistake I made, and I take responsibility for that, was I tweeted during the conversation because we were speaking for a very long time and going back and forth and, arguing. And, arguing is not the right word, but it was heated. And I said, look, I did it for myself, that I don't feel comfortable just tweeting, subbing, all of that. I need people to know that beyond that, I'm actually talking to you. But you see, the thing about social media is there's what you think, there's what you write, and how people interpret it. And I have no control over how it's interpreted. However, if you do follow me, now for the roadside followers there, I don't have a problem with them. But if you follow me on my spaces, in my write-ups and all of that, if you will know where my mind always is at. So I appreciate where you are going with this. But the tweet didn't suggest support. It didn't suggest a pat on the. If anything, I said we are not on the same page. But I said it was important to me that I spoke to him about this. And that is what people have missed.
I actually
That
think this is one of the simplest, like,
no, it's not simple for
straightforward.
them. Oh.